Thanks for joining us for another edition of The Small Business Show with Jim Fitzpatrick, exclusively on ASBN.com.
Hey everyone, Jim Fitzpatrick. You're watching another edition of The Small Business Show, exclusively right here at ASBN.com and now streaming on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV. 2024 is right around the corner, and it could be time for you to retool your business strategies. We're so excited because on today's show, we're welcoming America's #1 small business expert, also known as the Small Biz Lady. We're so happy to have her on here. Melinda Emerson, you've seen her on here, our networks before. Melinda, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to join us once again on ASBN.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here. You know, I always love to talk with you.
Absolutely. Congratulations on the huge success of your recent event. And I know there'll be others coming up. For those of you that didn't get a chance to get out there, be watching online. We'll send you out the information as well for her next one. But we want to talk to you today about preparing for 2024. It is right around the corner. So 2024 is now less than 60 days away, as you know. The question is, what are you going to do in that year differently to hit the goals that you want to hit? So as businesses do prepare, what factors should they take into account that may influence their retooling decisions?
Well, first and foremost, they need to look at their sales results, right? What went well, what didn't, what turned out to be the most profitable product or service that they sold, and figure out how they can sell more of it to people that bought it this year, and what are their marketing programs going to be going into next year, right? This is fourth quarter. You should already have been planning first quarter of next year. You know, what are your sales targets going to be? I'm a big fan of professional service businesses that sell B2B. You need to have what I call a target 65 list, 65 companies that you want to target next year. And you need to be looking at how you can get in there. You know, look at LinkedIn. Do you have any connections? Research these companies. When you get an opportunity, you better be ready, right? So focus your efforts. Sometimes your focus might need to be geographic, like what is within a 2-hour drive from where you're located, right? You don't need to chase corporations all over the country. You probably could chase them in your tri-state area. The other thing you want to think about is it time to retool your team, right? Is your sales rep cutting it, or is it time to get a new one, right? Now is a really good time to brush up that job description and figure out, first of all, sit down with your accountant or your CFO, look at how your finances are looking, because don't ever hire somebody that you don't have at least 6 months of their payroll in your savings account for your business, right? You want to make sure that you can afford to bring on someone. Now, I'm not a big fan of paying salespeople a lot of money. I'm a big fan of giving them a little base and making them mostly kill for what they eat. But you are going to have to help them ramp up. They are going to have an onboarding period, and you need to make sure that you have the right tools for them. When's the last time somebody looked inside your CRM? Has it been updated? Is it time to get a bigger, more robust CRM because your business is now a little bit more complicated? This is also a good time to look at all of your subscriptions. What's the stuff you're paying for that you're not using? It's time to cut the cord on all that stuff. The other thing I would say, sit down with your tax accountant or CPA before the end of the year. Now, the last 60 days of the year is when you can plan, and they might tell you, go buy a new car, go buy a new copier. If there's something like to lower your tax liability, now is the time. You can't do nothing about it on January 1. You can do something about it 60 days before the end of the year. So you want to make sure that you're planning your taxes, you're planning your sales strategy, and that you're planning what you're going to do with your team going into the new year.
That's right. And to your point, don't let this be something you do in the first quarter. You got to get a jump on it before January 1 hits. You should have all of these plans already laid, and you're going to be executing on them January 1, rather than saying, we got to sit down. Before you know it, it's January 30th. You still didn't get to it. and you turn around, it's June, and you say, wow, we never really had that meeting that we planned on having. We need to have that, and half the year is already gone away, or maybe the first quarter or something. But let me get back to one of the things that you mentioned, because I know a lot of business owners, small and medium, as well as large business owners, deal with this as well, and that is that person that comes in, that hotshot salesperson that you want in your organization because you think this is the person that's going to get us to the promised land where we need to be in terms of revenue. They're with our competitor. They're going to make the move over to us. However, they want that $100,000 a year salary or that guarantee of 6 months at 6 figures. And you feel so good about them that you just know that if you can get them on board, they're going to make enough money to pay for themselves and then some. What is your take on that? I have mixed feelings on doing that based on my previous experiences.
I don't do it. I mean, I've done it. I did it years ago. I mean, I've been in business for 24 years. So let's say 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I did that and got burned, not once, but twice, right? There's some people that are really good salespeople, but it really depends on the sales apparatus around them. What I will say is before you hire, first of all, let's get clear that one sales rep is not going to save your business. If you don't have a plan for your business, if you don't have a real organized sales process for them to come into, they're not going to be able to fix your problem, right? You have to have a way to generate leads. You have to have a follow-up process after you generate leads, and you have to have a follow-up process after the sale, because that's when the real relationship is created. And so if you don't have those mechanisms in place, hiring an appointment setter, a closer, or a sales rep, none of those things are going to save you if you don't have a way to generate leads. And so I really think it's important for small business owners in particular to make sure their sales process is tight. And then you can bring somebody in who is a machine, who is a sales beast, who can get out here. But I am just not a believer in paying big bases of salespeople. I will never do it.
I agree with you. It almost ensures they're not going to go out and, pound the pavement or pick up the phone and make it happen because they're sitting on, X number of dollars every month that you've guaranteed them. And I mean, let's face it, you've got to give them at least 90 to 120 days before you can really rattle their cage and say, hey, what's going on?
100%. But within 6 months, your sales rep should be showing you something.
Oh, and yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
But if they're not, the first person you got to look at is you. How well did you coach them? Did they have sales scripts? Are you meeting with them daily to talk about their progress? Are you meeting with them at the full staff, and are you meeting with them one-on-one for quick little huddles just to find out where they are? If you give them all week to come up with a story for what they're going to tell you on Friday, that's not it. You need to be meeting with your salespeople every day, even if it's a 15, 20-minute check-in, so that they know they better be able to tell you how many calls, how many meetings, how many emails went out, right? That's what you need to know. And so, it really becomes about you and your ability to coach your sales rep. And if you don't have those skills, hire somebody to coach your sales rep. There's plenty of amazing sales coaches out here that will get your salesperson together.
Melinda, I could not agree more with everything that you just said, because I think, as entrepreneurs, we all have kind of that checkbook remedy where it's like, oh, if I can just pay this top salesperson to come in and work the magic in my organization that they did for that other organization, then I'm set. I don't need to do all of those things you talked about. And boy, that is absolutely false. You have to make sure that you've put the fundamentals and the foundation in place for that person to come in and succeed. And if they are in place, to your point, I totally agree. You don't need that superstar salesperson if you have a great process. If you've got all of your ducks in a row, you just need that person that can go in and that's a real go-getter and says, look, give me the desk and the phone, or the computer and the desk, and let me go to work, and I'll make my own income here.
And if they're scared of commission sales, that says something about them too. Most salespeople that I know, they're cocky enough to be like, you know what, I ain't scared of that. What's my percentage? Is it 15 or 20%? Let's go. Right? But if they don't have that kind of attitude, then you don't need them. Right? Any sales rep that's scared of commission, I'm just like, that makes me concerned about your sales skills. So I don't believe in not paying them anything, but I don't believe in, paying them this big, 6-figure base. No, not even close.
Let's talk a little bit about 2024. There's obviously some headwinds out there that are concerning to small to medium-sized business owners right now. Interest rates probably being the number one thing in terms of acquiring capital, or what kind of an impact that might have on their sales from consumers or B2B. What is your take on 2024? Is it a good time to expand? Is it a good time for those people that have not started yet? Should they take a wait and see, or should they jump in and open up their business?
Listen, if they are clear on who their customer is and they think they have a real value proposition that's different in the marketplace, I'm always like, go ahead and start your business. In terms of expansion, I don't know. I mean, it really just depends. It depends on if your business is debt free, go for it. If your business has the cash, yeah. But if your business is like still recovering a little bit from the COVID situation and gas prices and supply chain stuff, you might want to be a little bit more conservative, maybe expand your staff, not necessarily expanding to a new headquarters or a new building. But if your business is debt free and you have a line of credit you can lean on, I would go out here and kill it, because everybody else is afraid, and rightfully so. Interest rates are really scary. So a lot of, credit cards and lines of credit and stuff are they're killing people right now. And we don't even know what's about to happen with gas prices either. So I think that, I always believe that if you've got a better mousetrap, you should start your business, right? But I believe if you are already handling payroll, handling rent, you want to be conservative about expanding further should the economy, take a further dip.
That's right. That's right. Hey, Melinda, let me ask you, you're a book author, you're a speaker, you put on great seminars and such. I believe you also coach small businesses as well, correct?
Yes.
So
yes.
for people that are listening that might need a Melinda in their corner because they've been looking at their business so long, they can't see the forest from the trees, as you know what I'm talking about, right? Where they've been doing the same thing every day. Maybe they've even given up some hope in certain areas of their operation. Could they call upon you to say, hey, come on in here. Let me pay you by the day or by the percent, whatever the case might be. Help me understand and reignite my business and tell me if I'm headed in the right direction. And if I'm not, what are the things that you suggest, right?
Well, for one, if you can't afford to call me, at least please go buy one of my books, right? I wrote it.
You got to start there. We're showing it on the screen right now. There's a link right below this video. As I said before, you're a click away from a phenomenal book on small business and how to make money out of it.
Right. So grab the book. If you're interested in coaching with me, there's a couple of ways I do that. So you can do a one-time laser coaching call with me. We talk once for an hour and go on with the rest of your life. If you want to do a VIP coaching day with me where you fly into Philly and we spend 6 hours together going through what's going on with your business, I can do that. If you're interested in 3-month or 6-month coaching program with me, we have those available as well. So if you're interested in any of that, just pop me an email. I am smallbizlady at gmail.com.
See, somebody's already calling. That's how fast that worked. So that, and by the way, for small business owners that are out there, sometimes we live in a cocoon. We think that our problems are only our problems. Nobody knows how to fix them. Nobody has seen them before. This lady can fix them. She has seen them before. She works with hundreds of small business owners and medium-sized business owners all over the country on problems that you probably have as well. And she can show you some solutions that can get you out quickly. So I highly recommend that if you're in that situation, give her a call. What have you got to lose? I mean, this is only, you can only go up from here. So Melinda Emerson, America's #1 small business expert, CEO of Quintessence Group and best-selling author. Thank you so much again for joining us here at ASBN. I know that our viewers get so much out of your visits with us here, so we appreciate it very much, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks so much, Jim. Appreciate you.
Thanks.
Thanks for joining us for another edition of The Small Business Show with Jim Fitzpatrick, exclusively on ASBN.com.